getting medication. You're putting meds on something.
Yeah, of course.
Daddy likes it.
Yeah. You know, ate a bunch of vegetables.
Alrighty, hi folks, welcome to the National Zoo. My name is Ashley, I'm an animal keeper here on American Trail. Here with me are two of our beavers. The one I'm working with right now is Aspen, and the other beaver is Poppy. Aspen is a 5-year-old male, and Poppy is a 4-year-old female. They came to us a couple years ago from different zoological facilities. So beavers right now, they're getting some of their diet. That consists of a variety of different vegetables and 2 types of biscuits. The vegetables consist of carrot, corn, sweet potato, broccoli, squash, and zucchini. And the 2 different types of biscuits just provide nutrients that they need. They also get different types of sticks and branches daily, as well as mixed greens. In their natural environment, these guys are herbivores, and so they only eat plant material. They don't consume any fish. So the plant material they'll eat along the water's edge that may consist of cattails, lilies, or ferns, and they also eat different types of saplings or small trees, usually around the water's edge. So these guys can be found all in North America where there's lakes, rivers, streams, ponds. They do live in family groups of about 2 to 8 individuals. Once they turn 2, they typically move on to their own territories. Beavers are very territorial. And they'll find their own territory and live there and again build their family group. So one of the main questions that we get is, what are their adaptations for where they live? So I'll go a little bit over their adaptations. So if you look at Aspen, you can see his tail right there. It does look pretty unique. It's made out of keratin, which is the same thing as your hair and fingernails are made out of. It does feel like scaly leather. It's used for a couple of different things. So number 1 would be communication. They can slap it on the water's top of the water surface. It makes a really loud noise, and that alerts other beavers that there could be a predator in the area. So if we come up on them and startle them, they may slap it on the surface and it makes a really loud noise. It also is used as a rudder when they're swimming, and then when they're on land, if they're standing on their hind webbed feet, it can be used as a balance tool for them. Another thing is their coat. So they have 2 different types of fur. In the outer layer, you can see on him and maybe on Poppy as well, you can see water droplets on it. And that's where the water goes. Their inner fur is made up of a lot of different individual hairs, and it actually doesn't allow the skin underneath to get wet at all. So although they're in the water, they stay completely dry, which helps them stay insulated and warm. Also, their tiny ears, they do close when they're diving in the water. These guys can hold their breath 5 to 10 minutes. If they need to, they typically don't hold it that long, especially when they're here. And then also, if you look at their hands, so their front paws have 5 digits used for grasping things, and their rear flippers, or their rear legs, they do have webbed feet on the back of them, and that again is to help them when they're swimming.
你要下来了吗，妹妹？
So that's a little bit about beavers.
你要再这样你就下来，他的手可以放在那
Does
边。
anyone have any questions about beavers or Aspen or Poppy? Again, this is Aspen right here that I'm working with. He's a 5-year-old male, and then Poppy is our 4-year-old female.
Yep. Where are you going? To the seals? I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to send it to you if you can help me.
So this species is nocturnal. Typically, you won't see them out during this time. Someone asked about if they know when they're getting fed. They typically get fed around the same time, so yes. They get fed twice a day, so typically in the morning around 10 to 11, and around this time is the best time to see them. If, again, you don't see them out during the day because they are more of a nocturnal species, there is a camera right around here, and it has a live feed into their lodge, so you can see them grooming each other, or you can see them sleeping in there. It just depends on the time that you see them. They do build lodges and dams in their natural environment. Here they do have a man-made lodge and dam. They do add to it, so the sticks and branches that we give to them, they will consume the outer layer of the bark. bark. It does have nutritional value, so they do eat the bark. And then the rest of the stick, they will help to build their lodge or their dam. And especially in the winter time, they'll bring that stick inside their lodge to either line it with that, or they will grind it down to really fine material. It looks exactly like a bag of mulch you pick up at Lowe's or Home Depot, and they use it for bedding. You have a question?
How much do they weigh?
That's a great question. So we get voluntary weights on these guys weekly. We ask them to step up on a scale. Aspen here weighs about 50 pounds and Poppy weighs about 40 pounds. That's about average for beavers in this area. The further up north you go, they can get larger, up to 75 to 100 pounds. Beavers are the largest rodent in North America, so they are related to rats as well. So their teeth are constantly growing. If you get a good look at their teeth, they are coated in an iron-rich enamel, which makes them a little bit orange in color. But they need to chew on that wood that we give them in order to wear their teeth down because they are constantly growing. Again, they are the largest rodent in North America. The largest rodent in the world is going to be the capybara.
Daddy said come get me. Come on.
Such as the statue of that owl in the back.
The statue of the owl is because there is a wild bird disease that's going around. It's called avian influenza, and that is to deter mallards from getting into the coops. Okay. What was the question? Just the coloration in their fur. It's a good way to tell them apart. So Poppy is a little bit lighter than Aspen, but they could be vice versa. So she's probably the lightest beaver that I've worked with, but they come in different shades of brown. Their tail also is a little bit different. He has more of a birthmark than she does. Sometimes it happens as well. And the other difference between the two is that Aspen is a little bit larger than Poppy is, but sometimes that's not true either.
Hi, Beaver.
Does anyone else have any questions? Go ahead.
Why are their whiskers so long?
It helps them to find things. So that's why their whiskers are a little bit longer. They actually don't have very good vision. They have a good nose in order to smell things, but their vision isn't great. So their whiskers probably help them feel things around.
Guys. Daddy, Papa, no. Oh no, it's over. Excuse me.
Yes?
Why do they look like
Spines, again, they just have two different types of fur. The outer layer is what gets wet and the inner layer does not. So it's just their fur.
What kind of stick do they eat?
They eat all different types of sticks and branches, and they do have a preference for some over others.
Excuse me? How big are the beavers?
50 pounds and 40 pounds. For those of you just joining us, we do have two beavers here. This is Aspen, he's a 5-year-old male, and this is Poppy, she's a 4-year-old female. These guys are just eating some of their diet right now. They are herbivores, so they don't eat any fish. They eat a lot of plant material. Right now, their diet consists of a variety of different vegetables as well as 2 different types of biscuits. And they get branches as well as mixed grains throughout the day. Aspen weighs 50 pounds, Poppy weighs 40 pounds. These guys can, the more up north you get up to 75 to 100 pounds. They are the largest rodent in North America. just getting antibiotics for it.
So I was wondering, if they don't eat fish, is there a reason why they're located near the water? Do they originally eat fish?
No, they never ate fish. So these guys like their water because that's where they feel safest. They're not that mobile on land. That's where the predators are. The predators can be fox, lynx, bobcat, bears, wolves, coyotes. And so the more they're on land, the more vulnerable they are. Again, they're more agile and can swim in the water a lot better, which is why most of their food sources are along the water's edge. Yep.
Where are the wolves?
Unfortunately, about 2 weeks ago, we lost our last wolf, and so we probably will not be getting any more wolves until the springtime.
Which one is that one?
This is Aspen, and that is Poppy.
Shoot.
Okay, you guys have a great day.
What's his tail? What's his head?
Question that you can't answer. How many square feet is there in
Chị Tư ơi, chịu rồi.
Yeah, but what? What's that? Right? It's black
Ôi
velvet.
thương quá. Ôi.
She was finished. I think she's feeding them.
Is the other stuff?
I don't know. And you could tell us where the farm is.